It's not that big of a deal. That's what should be said. Instead, we're going to talk about it for, 5 years, make them a victim. And then, somebody said something mean to me at school. So now we're going to talk about that for 3 years, and then you just create these victimless, like lint sucking stumps that can't function. They don't understand. And this is what I think.
How do you deal with adversity? How do you adapt to life?
There's only one road, and it says it here. The only road from separation into unity is keyed with meditation.
I've said one road. I've said it before. You know this. Everybody, every human being should be meditating.
100%.
It is like a must in your life.
But people have this weird view of what meditation is. You can go online, and I bet you can read 100 different ways to meditate. And I love, to me, Mother Teresa said the best way. She goes, if you're really focused on the dirt in your fingernail and you really focus on it, that's meditation.
Yeah. It's concentration.
Yeah. That's it. We need to oversimplify it that much.
We are really poor
understand
as a whole at concentrating. You can meditate right now. I could pay so much attention to what you're saying. I'm not saying that I'm not.
Right.
But everything, tonal changes, right? Volume, the word choice, all of those different things come together. And that will require a lot of focus. But I'm still concentrating deeply on what you have to say. I'm not doing a crazy analysis, but I'm giving it the due attention that is required to learn something from it.
Yeah.
You can't learn from yourself, Jason, if you spread everything about yourself thin.
Right.
And you 100%. Separate all those things. Your body interacts with everything at a cellular level, at a chemical level, at an electrobiological level. All of these things, you have these interactions that all work with each other. They can't be separated.
No, because you have this false fractioning. Your brain's thinking your fraction when there's total unity.
Yeah. So, if you're looking close at the Mandelbrot, it looks like it's separate, like you're way deep in, but it's all the same thing at scale.
Yeah. It's fractals.
Stop separating it and concentrate, being able to concentrate, meditating, that is your unlock. Because you see how all these systems come together. You see how your life actually begins to function, but you can't really meditate on it if you've separated these elements.
Yeah. And like I said, there's so many modalities. There's so many ways and try them. Have fun. Go out. Start like a few minutes each day. That's what quote says that. Some there are who benefit from meditating a brief few minutes each day. And some there are whose meditations are in action. And through action, they are centered and with all that there is. Like your actions, if you're like, and this is a great way to understand this. Like if you're centered in your actions, he's like, that's a meditation all day long.
Yeah, because you're also seeing the laws that allow that action to happen. And if you recognize them, you're like, oh my gosh, I can see that in everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Neo when he starts seeing the code everywhere and he stops the bullets.
Yeah, and he says, therefore, do not assume that you know what meditation is and what your goals should be towards it.
No, stop that. See, that whole thing, like this whole, like the goal setting for the spiritual realm, your goal is already predetermined. Your goal is to evolve. That's it. Set no other goals, no other futile. What? Go ahead.
How is somebody else supposed to measure your higher self?
Dude, it's unmeasurable.
Because when you start to meditate, then the answers come in from your higher self. And that's what he says here.
It's non-material.
He says, but rather as you meditate, listen to that voice which speaks within and meditate as that voice instructs you. There's no set time, nor is there a set method. There's one thing, however, which we must emphasize, and that is the fidelity to the practice.
Dude, that internal voice is as gentle as a rose petal falling on a still lake. It's that gentle. So you have to quiet the thoughts to listen for it. And let it tell you, because it'll tell you everything. It comes from a place that has no measure. Think about how freeing that is. This is from a totally unfucking shackled place, and you're not listening to it. It's like the greatest data dump of all time into your brain so that you can actually have material to go do amazing things. You have to get out of the way, and you can only find that through meditation. You won't find it any other way. It's a function of your concentration and recognition of truth, and that happens through meditation. Coming from a root word, meditatia, right? It's finding this like soft, equalized focus on one point, okay? If I were to describe it in a non-ideological way, right? That is it. Like, here's this can of LaCroix. Look at it and keep fucking looking at it. And look at it until your thoughts go away.
And then as you drink it, focus on what it feels like in your throat and how it makes you.
And as you focus and concentrate more, you know what happens? You're not thinking about the thoughts that are firing through at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You're only in a pure state of observation. then you can really hear things. Then you can really see the world around. Then you can really see yourself for who you are. Thank you, LaCroix.
Yeah, and I think there's like I said, and I don't want to get into modalities, but like for me, I'll listen to a meditation while I walk. I'll just walk gently around the block and walk for 45 minutes or whatever. And they have all these meditations online you can listen to.